All right, welcome back to the Central Valley Buzz, everybody. I'm your host, Chuck Leonard. Let's bring in our next guest, Brian Anderson, and he's a movie producer, Ride to Iron Mountain. Brian, how's it going?
Really good, thank you.
Tell me about the Ride to Iron Mountain.
Well, the movie's about a Vietnam veteran who lives in the fictional biker town of Iron Mountain. And we're using locations mostly in Mariposa, Madera, and Merced counties to film this in. And we're doing some excursions to get some better scenery. But that's basically it. The shoot's going to be fairly local. And this guy, who's the Vietnam veteran, his name is James Arnold. That'll be played by Scotty Bassham, a writer from up in the Bay Area. And his wife, Jill Arnold, will be played by Lisa Rintour, both writers. And so this is about a guy who has a very dark and shadowy past. He was in a firefight in Vietnam. Everyone was killed in it except for him. He escapes, hops a chopper back to base, and then comes back. So he just sweeps the whole thing under the rug for about 42 years and says, that's it, I'm not going to talk about this. He's basically hiding from the families of those killed in his platoon. And then, one day some strange things start happening. They start encountering some very strange characters in town, and then they start having some gruesome incidents, people being killed, not just killed, but butchered, sacrificed, all this stuff. So it gets really ugly, and he realizes his past is coming back to haunt him. He's got some other problems too. He runs a cash-based business, doesn't keep records, so
a cash-based business.
Right.
Well, what does he do?
He's a motorcycle repairman.
Oh,
yeah, that's all he does.
I thought you meant like he made wine.
No. No, he does what he knows, and that's motorcycling. So what we're doing is we're gathering up riders from the region to be in our movie because we need people to be in there's about 7 riding groups, and this is not a typical biker movie like those from the 60s and 70s. Now, we're all familiar with the counterculture and bad boy movies, and there's been a whole bunch of those made, but this is about just regular folk. The groups, the riding groups are, like citizen-based groups. They're based on businesses, and one of them is kind of a security mechanism. They kind of watch out for the community. It's like a community watchdog. So
who wrote this?
I did.
You wrote it?
Yeah, I wrote it.
Are you a biker?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You ride a motorcycle?
Yes, I do.
But are you a biker?
No.
Okay, that's what I'm kidding.
No, I'm not a biker. I'm a motorcyclist.
So, yeah. but how did you do your research? How did you get in?
Yeah, this is really funny. In college, when I was about 20, I wanted a motorcycle. I couldn't get one because I had college expenses. So that sat on the shelf for 25 years. So when I was about 45, my wife was very generous with this. We said, okay, we'll get you a motorcycle for your birthday. So I've been
Did you get the Harley?
No, I got a Harley knockoff. One of the
V-Star.
No, it's a Honda Shadow.
Oh, that's okay.
But I got lucky.
It starts every day, right?
It
probably doesn't leak too much.
It doesn't spend time in the shop. But then I got lucky. I got a Valkyrie later on. So so that's a really,
how is that? That's like a car engine on a motorcycle.
It's a 1520cc 6-cylinder engine on 2 wheels. Mm-hmm. It's a 2-wheeled car is what it is. Mm-hmm. So when you twist the throttle, it's gone. You better hang on because it'll leave you behind.
You scare yourself every once in a while, don't you?
You got to be careful.
You got to have that respect.
You do a little bit, you'll get a lot.
Right.
So, but to answer your question, this all started because I had another career. I was the former principal trumpet player in the Fresno Philharmonic and the Fresno Grand Opera. And I played classical music in orchestras for about 33 years, starting in 1981. And so one night at the computer, I said, well, you got all these bad boy biker movies and all this stuff. Well, aren't there, motorcycle movies about just regular people, good people and all that? And I did some searching on my computer, and you come up with the same themes. And with the advent of movies like Easy Rider and The Wild Angels in the 60s. That kind of got this trend rolling to where every time someone made a motorcycle movie, it kind of fit the same template. And then you would have occasional attempts to branch out into other genres, maybe make a fantasy movie or a horror movie. For instance, when I was about 15, I saw this movie called Werewolves on Wheels. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of hokey. You got guys dressed in costumes, they put on motorcycles. But remember, it was easier to make movies back then.
Have you ever seen Killer Biker Chicks?
I don't believe I have.
Look it up on IMDb, okay? And it says on the first review, this might be the worst movie ever. Thank you, Reagan Redding. Yeah. Okay. Bullard Knight.
Well, okay, I might dispute that claim if I have a chance to watch it because I've seen lots. So to get back to your question about that, well, I was so just for fun I wrote this story. I said let's make it a good story that involves elements of horror, tragedy, war, revenge, all kinds of stuff you want to incorporate, and let's try to make an epic out of it because a lot of your genres had epics. You had your westerns, you had your war movies, you'd have suspense, horror, all this stuff, but nothing in the motorcycle genre. So while I was still working as a trumpet player, I was writing this. It took me about 2 years to come up with this story, and then it came to a point where I started meeting people, started meeting actors and other people in the industry, and I thought, well, at a certain point we've got to make this happen. Now, how are we going to do that?
I'm kind of sorry I missed the casting call. I mean, look at me. I'm all biker and everything.
Right, just well, let's see, leather jacket, get some sunglasses,
whatever,
all that stuff. And so, and what happened was this last year, I visited my dentist, and he says, something, your front teeth are disintegrating, they're crumbling, and so you're going to be in trouble here. And I said, well, I think it's time to quit. So I retired from
the trumpet?
Yeah, I quit.
Your front teeth were crumbling from being a lifelong trumpet player?
I don't know why they're crumbling. They just were. I don't know if it was
That's
from
been coming in hard, I think.
Well, there's, what was that joke about? Someone says, "Hey, how's your chops?" And you feel your left bicep there because you're always jamming it. And that is a occupational hazard. We get hernias from playing.
Pushing?
Oh yeah, sure. You're always compressing the thoracic and abdominal muscles and all that. So this came at the right time. So I retired from music in August of this past year, and so now we're trying to get this produced. We want to shoot this in spring or summer this year, and hopefully release it in 2016. There's a website we can go to. You want the website name?
Sure.
Okay, it's ridetoironmountainmovie.com, and as of last night, it's on Kickstarter, which is a crowdfunding platform, and you can fund it that way. You can go to the Kickstarter site, look for Ride to Iron Mountain, and get this funded. It won't be a big budget movie. We really can't look at doing large budgets, but this doesn't have high requirements. And if a lot of people are interested in this, I think it'll be a successful shoot. I think we'll find the groups interesting. There's one group called the Cadavers, and they are connected with a.
That's the name of the gang.
Well, actually, it's not a gang. See, we stay away from the gangs and the 1%.
It's a club.
It's a club. It's a citizen club, just a law-abiding club. Now, see, when you see these outlaw bikers, they're referred to as the 1%ers, people who are involved in criminal enterprises and who do bad things. Okay, well, these people are your citizen groups, law-abiding clubs. And then there's one called the Scum of the Earth that formerly was a rogue group, which kind of came back into more normal life. And then there was a bad group called the Grinders.
The Scum of the Earth was the good group.
Yeah, they're good. They're good. They have a scary name, but that's okay. That's who they were. They were the Scum of the Earth.
We have some video of this.
Right.
We're going to show it. We might not be able to show it all, but I got to take a peek. Billy? Wow, it kind of picks up fast there at the end, huh?
Yeah, it does. And all these trailers, these promotional trailers, are to suggest the themes of the movie, and you don't want to give away too much. That's one criticism I have with some films. They give it all away in the trailer. You just watch that and you say, okay, I saw the movie. So you don't want to do that.
Where do you think this movie is going to end up? Straight to video?
I think at this point we're looking at things like video on demand. That's a good target. A very small percentage of films make it to theatrical release, so that is an unrealistic target. I'd say video on demand, maybe DVD, and who knows, if someone sees it and likes it, and you get an offer, sure, we'll go for it. But you know,
you're willing to talk, I'm sure.
Yeah, willing to talk. The moral of the story is be very careful.
You're still shooting this movie.
We're going to start shooting probably in April, and we'll go through spring, summer.
Do you need any local bikers?
Yes, we do. We need people who would like to be in the movie as extras. We'll form these groups. We'll shoot a lot of scenery up. You know where Lake McClure is?
Mm-hmm.
Merced River, Lake McSwain, Hornitos, Cathy's Valley, Coulterville. Let's see, where else are we going to say? I can't rattle off all the towns and all that, but it's kind of up in that region.
The Mother Lode.
Oh, yeah, right. North Fork, all that stuff. So
now, in the event that there's a major accident that happens to your lead actor, you know where to come, right? Biker, right here.
Right.
All right. Brian Anderson, thank you very much for coming
Thanks
on
very
The
much.
Buzz.
Thank you.
Ride to Iron Mountain, how do they get a hold of you?
You can go to the movie website, ridetoironmountainmovie.com. I've got a email address. Did I give the email address
Go
here?
ahead.
Okay, it's spugford1@gmail.com. That's SPUGFORD1@gmail.com. It's on the website, so you'll see it there.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break.